The kid says he's not, because he probably was through.
I hope that makes it fair.
They had him just say, he arrived and showed his perfect.
He doesn't take a lot, 100 years from now, somebody reading that paper, I'm gonna get a kick out of it.
Well, there was so much great.
What is that?
We all know, and oh yes, the report of my passing was greatly exaggerated.
Greatly exaggerated.
That's why it was.
Yeah.
Something close to that.
What is this?
I don't know who said it. I know it was
That
somebody.
doesn't make sense, you know what I'm saying? Should be about 50. Over 50.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
All right.
Glad to see you didn't melt that way.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying, there's no way it's only that.
I know they got here twice today. Severe thunderstorm.
I'm sorry, I didn't say, hey, how you doing? I'm sorry. Okay.
May or may not have.
So, it's doing it more than one. Right, I don't know if it's just.
Yes, sir.
Because that would be where we are today. Right? All right, so welcome to the April board meeting for the town of Woodville. It's 5 p.m. April 2nd, 2024, if we could begin. And is there a prayer lined up?
Yeah. Attorney Allen. What's your name?
Well, thank you for this day, thank you for this opportunity to gather, to try to do what's best for the town of Woodville. Please, be with these aldermen and give them the wisdom to make those decisions, to just help make this a better place. And please let them do it in a manner that is pleasing to you. And, thank you for your son, Jesus Christ, died on Calvary's cross for all of our sins. And in your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
If we'd like to start with the approval of the minutes.
How
They
many?
mailed out, it's actually three sets, it's a regular meeting, 2 special meetings, and there was a third meeting called, but there was no quorum, and it was a public hearing, so we had minutes for that.
So we just need a motion to approve.
This me?
Did you make? Okay, first Gene,
Yes.
second, Louis. All in favor, say aye. Departmental reports. I don't see, a street, a utility, gas and wastewater. Russell handed out something for Main Street. Is there something, Russell, you wanna, tell us about?
Okay. On,
coats of oil-based paint and see if that works. And then on April 18th and 19th, we'll, place-making meeting with, Joe Washburn. And, there will be a community walking tour on April 18th, and everyone's welcome to come to that. And Friday the 19th, he's gonna do his final presentation, and we'll share the findings with you at that time. And then, we'll see that. Any questions on that?
I don't. Anyone else?
Where's the meeting? This April 18th, 19th.
It's gonna be, we'll probably start at the museum and walk around from there.
You said a walking tour.
Right.
Who's gonna be your presenter?
Joe.
Okay. Now, if y'all had a discussion on some sort of mural on the side of Polk's Meat Market, which would be not a permanent thing, but it would be on a piece, on a, let's say a piece of metal large enough.
Well, we discussed it, maybe we could do that if we couldn't figure out why it keeps peeling.
Okay, all right, so all I'm bringing up is that y'all discussed it. It's a mural for the side of the building that would actually be on
Something else.
something that could be removable, so it wouldn't be
Like
painted
like
directly.
skin.
Okay, all right, so we're maybe gonna talk about that, next month or something, and when we see what it turns out.
Right,
Okay, so that's gonna be in the future,
right.
all right?
We're gonna try to figure out the paint situation first.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
well, we sure thank you.
Right, thank you.
I don't see a zoning, I don't see fire, go ahead.
Spoke to Clint McCurley, Ms. Bailey may have input also, they actually had a meeting, as I understand it.
Yes.
And at the meeting, what Clint intends to do is to call a public hearing, to get public input on some of the proposed changes, especially if they affect mobile homes, because that's the one issue that causes most of it. And there are certain places where they're allowed, and certain places where they're not allowed, and even where they're allowed, they still want to be in compliance, and always have skirting around them and don't look appropriate, so. Sometime in the relatively near future, we'll call a public hearing for the zoning commission to receive input from the public. It's good to see all reading and active again. It's a good thing.
All right,
There were some things that, he's going to go through the manual that he wants to present to the board and also, making the change apply.
so kind of in reference to that, two different things. One, we have a G, H, and I street that are literally 100 yards long each. And the numbers per our 911 coordinator, are absolutely out of order and confusing. A suggestion was made because the numbers are in sequence, but the road names do not allow it to remain in sequence. So, and they're short, so the suggestion was, could G, H, and I become G? And the numbers stay the same. So all I was asked to do was bring it up. Because if you went via the computer in the ambulance, on a new, maybe a new hire ambulance driver, he might never be able to find, a particular resident. So it's just a consideration to look at. The other thing is, that mobile home on I Street, let's see, G-H, I think it's on I. I think she indicated that she was gonna remove the old mobile home. And then when it got delivered, the new one, because it was a replacement thing, you know, like within the 90 days, that, she said she was gonna leave it back there, the old one. So I guess we can ask, Clint, maybe about that.
Is that done by 911?
zoning would be responsible, but he wanted to bring it to our attention that if it's something that we wanted to do to help get the 911 address system in order, you know, just to bring it up. And then the only other thing that was promised was that, a mobile home on Z Street that guy ain't done anything. Yeah. That mobile office, he said he was gonna turn into a house. Yeah. All right. All right, let's see, Trail, we skipped over, you, we're gonna go back to you.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Right.
Only thing I have tonight is the water report. Any questions about it?
Got any big projects coming up?
Trail and Trace Banks, I had a letter just to make sure that the homeowners were okay. There's a project on down in Church Street, where the house at the end of Church Street is having trouble with the sewer. I don't know whether it's stoppage or whether the house is just so low with the sewer, that's not really good. But so Trail is working on investigating that, the main laws being up. I don't know whether you're gonna need more orders, or whether we got somebody's water, or just go ahead and do it. Sort of like what.
Have you ever had to do a release or something from a homeowner?
No, he gave us permission. It's a day, like it was, it's better. Yeah, okay.
I just didn't know, don't come to the bench.
All right.
Trace, he's gonna be, his construction will be, assisting us with that also. I said, I want to get so big and heavy, tear the yard up because short of staff, we got time to do the job.
All right. You staying for the rest of the meeting?
By these,
Well, I think, Adam Perry has a couple of questions. And then, I don't think, Wade McCann was able to make it. But is there a time? Let me tell you, I agree, he hit that thing.
oh yeah, they tore it up completely.
Right.
We didn't do it, we don't even go there.
Right. So, if there's a way we can get some clarification, on that, like, does it need to work is it part of your system?
Well, the sewer pumps into our system. Like I say, I don't think I was here, I had nothing to do with it. When they put that there, it's nothing that's right. I don't know, the town put it there, that he maintained it, or he put it there and the town maintained it. There's nothing real.
Okay, so does our sewer system tie in with that one, or is that specific, is that just for him?
That lift station ties into our sewer system.
So that means that some of our town stuff goes through that pipe?
No, it's his sewer from his office pumps into ours.
So that's almost like a standalone system.
So, yeah, it's for him, it's for that building.
Okay.
So,
Would you say that we just need to go down there and have a discussion and try to figure out?
yeah, I told him we can't several times about it. I told him, if they repair, we'll help them maintain it.
Okay.
But they the one that destroyed it, you know.
It looks like a mobile home,
Yeah.
run right into it.
Yeah.
And then they put the fence up.
Yeah, afterwards, to hide that I see it here.
Okay. Adam, would you want to address your issue now?
Yeah, if you want.
I mean, that, okay.
Hey, I was here several months back, I believe, on behalf of the motel owner, and the request was that our water lines are motion, second, all in favor to have that guy have his own line. And I don't know how many months ago that was, but I don't think, we're still here, he's still asking me, you know, what's going on, I thought you got an order doing it. And so I'm just kind of here following up with that. That's kind of my main thing is, you know, he's hired me to do two things. One was to make sure that line was separated, and the other one was to see if y'all were take over the lift station. Now, probably bad timing for you guys, but it sounds like y'all were doing it for somebody else. Does Mr. McCann's have a lift station that y'all
So we're trying to figure out where his lift station came from. I think it was installed before he might have any knowledge of. We have no real documentation of it. There is a lift station.
Right.
And it's broke.
Okay.
Before we really made a decision, we wanted to know kind of whose it was. Was it even really a part of our system, meaning that did we flow through it, or did he just collect his and put it in our system?
Right.
So just because we don't really know,
I'm with you. I guess where I'm at is mine is not broke. We just put a good bit of money into it, and it doesn't service just one building, it services, 3 businesses in the town. And that's why we would ask that, you know, my guy's not a sewage guy, and this isn't a problem y'all created by any means, but we would ask that the town take over that, you know, lift station as far as the maintenance, because it's servicing all those businesses. I'm the first one to talk about, well, what's the town gonna get out of it? This maybe had to be just one of those things where the town is here to provide services, not just always to make it profitable. That's always needs to be in the back of your mind. But I'm asking the town, one, take over that lift station, as far as the maintenance part of it. And he just put a big chunk of money into it to get it rolling and going. But what I'm really here today is, where are we with the water line?
all right, so I'm sure you want an answer.
I do.
Okay.
Well, I'm expected to have an answer when I walk out of here.
Alright. Do we have some general idea of when we can promise him something?
No, I think, I just think it's not right the way the guys is gonna treat Mr. Dennis. You know, it's Mr. Dennis was there first, and it's always been there. And why all of a sudden it's a problem? Which is not a problem. If the guy had to turn his water off, all he had to do is, it's not gonna affect Mr. Dennis at all if he need to turn his water off. He's not washing his cars every day. Only thing Mr. Dennis just wanted to know when he gonna turn his water off. But to me, I don't know, it's like it's an ego problem. Ever since the building been there, everything been working fine till the New Orleans came. So to ask Mr. Dennis to change everything, I think is wrong. I'm not sure how the law works, but
Well, we're still trying to look, there's some kind of line behind the A-Big house, or the McGraw house, and we haven't had enough time to find it yet. That might be a solution, but we're still looking for that.
But then again, it comes to another problem with the sewer. Mr. Dennis' sewer is also dumps into the lift station. It always been like this, so.
Of course, that's a little different if you don't turn it on and off.
Yeah. So I can say, well, if the town is getting money from Mr. Dennis' sewer, I don't think they need to do is just pay the hotel. The money they collect from Mr. Dennis for the month, for every month.
And that's where we're about to get to. Y'all are making money on them for sewage now, but you're about to not, if somebody doesn't take over that.
So there's obviously a workable solution. It's best to have water for the hotel on their own,
Right.
primarily for what?
And let me speak to Trail's point. Trail's making Trail's a really good person, and so he's making a good legal argument if he was the attorney for Mr. Dennis on this, but he's not, okay? And so, and Trail, we gonna be friends.
Yeah.
Alright, I love you. Alright. But the board made the decision to do it. And Trail's a good person, Trail wants to do it right, but the board has made the decision. And my client's asked that you follow through with what there's a board order to do. Locate, I'm not trying to cut the main off of water, there's another line out there somewhere he used to have. You know, if he's not washing cars every day, he doesn't need a fire hydrant, he just needs water. and I'm not trying to take water from him, but we want that other line put in for him. And we're not saying let's cut it off before he gets that other line, but if we get told that that's not gonna happen, that's where he's gonna go from little pressure to none at all.
Do you have a pressure problem now, if anyone else is using it?
I haven't gone into details with
No.
it, but this is where we're at, my point to make is that a little pressure for this Mr. Dennis guy is better than no pressure at all. And that's where this is headed, and I feel, and then the next thing is the sewage. So, you know, my guy feels like no one's paying him anything, and he's having to come up with all the, you know, the lift station costs and pay, and he didn't get anything from Mr. Dennis on that, and he didn't get anything from the spa now. He didn't get anything from the spa on that, and so, it's not an ego thing, he's a good person, but he wants it to be fair, you know? And, he's brought a lot to the town, I don't know if y'all been in any of those rooms, but they're immaculate, you know?
Well, what if they, sit down and talk about splitting the cost, the two of them,
You talked about on
the cost
of the septic, I think that's where we're headed if we can't come to some type of arrangement. None of them are experts at a lift station, yeah, you know, the town is, we just don't, he doesn't have the knowledge, but I think that's obviously, now the water, that's not, we're not okay with that, we just wanna be separate on the water, but the sewage, that may be an option if we can't have the town take over the lift station. Because we can all come together and make some kind of agreement on the lift station, but if none of us know what we're doing on, you know what I mean, we don't know what we're doing, you know?
I mean,
like-
two different situations was just discussed, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
The first one you were talking about, I don't know anything about that, you all over my head, all over the place with me. So, it's just like, this one, I mean, you know, we're talking about this, that, and the other, so many things we're talking about. I'm in the dark. I do remember you asking about that, and that was all that was discussed about that matter.
Right.
So, I know.
Yeah,
And
and I thought we
you
can,
talk about, I don't know anything about that. So, you know, it's always a two-way conversation, but we sit here looking like dummies,
Yeah.
because we don't know what you're talking about. I know.
Yeah.
we'll take the lift station part out of it for now, we're just focused on the water, because that's what y'all voted on to do. And I'm not asking y'all to vote today, I'm just asking you to follow through with what we voted on, you know? And,
Is that above our ability? As, town employees, is it above our ability, or is it, I mean, is it something Trey would have to do?
Well, where we at now, we can give him the help and show one hurt, you know, but, boy, let's take over that lift station,
we won't go down that road, I'll let you know that, but the water.
Water, yeah, okay, the water, yeah, I still, we can find a line, you know, and, yeah, it can be done like that, but, I don't agree with none of it, but it is what it is.
So I'm in agreement with everyone's input, but as far as Mr. Perry goes, the board voted to give this guy the water, and this guy, I believe, has been super patient.
Yeah.
And I think tonight, we're really just trying to find out, are we gonna move forward with it? And, you know, when can we get on it?
So has anyone contacted Mr. Dennis about what's going on? I don't think so.
Mr. Dennis?
Let me, as I say, I will talk to both the Haydigs, to McGraws, and Dennis's,
Yeah.
I'll try to get something straight.
Yeah, good.
I'll take that on.
Okay. So, the line currently come from 61, or does the line currently come from behind the building?
The old one, the one currently comes from us to them.
Right, but from 61 or from behind the building somewhere?
Behind the building.
Yeah.
It starts behind the old strip mall
Yeah.
and runs through our property to, it runs through all of our buildings and all that kind of has what you showed me that day.
Yeah, so
And then it goes on to Mr. Denton.
the SPAR, the strip club, whatever, they won't have the water issue problem.
They're gonna have a lift
They're
station.
gonna have the sewer problem. So I talked to, Mr. Cage, who been there a
Right.
long time. He said that when the club owner used to pay, Mr. Neal to, you know, give them this, yeah.
And we're gonna try that.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't work, you know, I'm just saying, y'all gonna have two buildings and don't have sewage anymore. That's two buildings, you're gonna lose out. But no,
So, yeah.
we're gonna try to do that very thing, because Mr. Cage also, he said that when they wouldn't pay, he go out there with a crack over and start digging, like he's about to pull it all up if they didn't pay. We don't wanna do that, you know, we wanna get it resolved on front end.
All right, so, first thing, you're gonna speak with,
Yeah, I'm gonna speak with the homeowners in that triangle, and we'll see if we can locate that line.
okay, all right. And then from there, are they gonna need to give permission or anything to like tap onto that line? Okay,
So there needs to be a time to get it sit on it to get back to Mr.
I just need to be able to tell them find something, but I understand that that's a lot of correspondence and title services do, but I'm just trying to make sure.
all right.
At least by the next meeting.
She asked at least by the next meeting.
Oh, well, we'll try to have an answer on it.
I'm satisfied with it.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
All right. Bubba, why don't we get to your issue, while our utility guy's still here?
Sound good? Okay, hey, well, I would like to know, I'll just ask you a few questions, I would like to start with, I spoke with Ms. Lane, I think, and, you know, I have a problem getting my gas and stuff on Prentice Highway right there, and, she informed me that it's possible I'm gonna have to pay a tap fee. Okay, and I would just like someone to explain to me what is a tap fee. I think she said it could range up to $200 to $300. Is that possible? That's true? So I'd just like to know, what is that?
It's, I think he can explain a little better, but it's my understanding it's something a little extra.
Well, the situation goes like this. When, ever since I've been here, when someone needed gas or they said that their house didn't have gas, we always was able to go to the adjacent property or the neighbor and ask them, cause you know, everything's so close. Can we, tap off their service so we want to attach the streets up? So it always went well, you know, boom, boom, they let us do it and it wasn't no problem. So this situation, neither one of the neighbors would let us do that. So we thought everything was good, we just setting up the time. We had two parties that almost agreed to let us do it, but it didn't work out. So we went to Mr. Dennis' property. I called the past superintendents and asked them, is it gas on that property? They said, it should be gas on that property. But we done dug and we hadn't found nothing. So, here we is now, we can't use the neighbors. We couldn't find the line on Mr. Dennis' property. Now we gotta attach the street up. So, the fee was for your deposit was two, yeah. And the service tap, back then, like I say, it was like $200. That's just for the line, the meter, get the service, you know. So, you know, it wasn't no big deal back then. Now, a tap, the actual tool to tap a line with, the one he needed, 1.25 inches, costs $500. Just the thing you wrap around the pipe and drill a hole in it. That's just the tap itself, the mechanism. Now the service is gonna be another $200. That's for the run the pipe, the meters, you know, onto his property. So we since I've been working, we never used a tap. We didn't have to. You know, because in town, the gas was always on the customer property. Just in his case, we can't use the neighbors. We can't find on this property, now we gotta tear the street up. So the purchase of the tap is just the tool itself is $500. Then his service cost is gonna be another $200 plus a deposit, so we almost said, yeah, we paid the deposit. Yeah.
So, I don't know what our setback is in reference to an easement. Where could we get that amount you know, from the asphalt in towards,
I'm not sure.
because I asked, the other day if we could determine that,
Yeah.
and I know there's an easement in reference to our work, to us being able to work on water, sewer, and gas at some distance off the asphalt. And if it's in, and if it can be put in inside that distance, then I would forego any sort of, additional permission.
Yeah, you know, we've been dealing with this for a while, and we've been going heads over heels trying to do it the least economical way, you know. But now we at the point, they finna blacktop that street.
Thursday.
I'm not gonna tear that street up. Y'all gonna get
So that-
professional,
and I knew
you
that-
cut it, I'm not gonna do it.
Right, so that's why I'm saying, if we can find out a way to come from the right or the left, and it be in our easement where you don't need a full, permission, from a landowner.
Yeah, I can run it down inside that sidewalk.
Right.
I wouldn't wanna do it inside the ditch, cause one day the ditch gonna need to be cleaned up.
So, you know, that then from the asphalt to the inside sidewalk, I mean, that's only like, I'm gonna say that's probably only 8 feet.
Yeah.
If you think you could come down just inside that sidewalk, or
Yeah.
just outside, you know what I'm talking
Yeah, we can.
about. And if that would fall in our easement, that we're allowed to do stuff, then I would say go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And it's just, that, do we ask, you think Wilkerson might have, an idea what that might be?
So what happens if there's a gas leak,
We have gas in
if there's a gas leak, in that vicinity? So what happens, you tear
it,
it
tear
up?
the street up, yeah.
But you can't, tear it up to.
Well, I just say, hey, take the tear it up when they finna blacktop the street. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
So Officer Dennis has been waiting on gas for 6 to 8, 9 months.
I can say that much. So this is the problem I have with this. When you pay a deposit, you're paying a deposit for service you're gonna be getting. And I paid the deposit, and all of this right here should have been discussed then, that what you can run into. Because now, there ain't no hidden fees that I need to know about, because I don't know how far this is gonna go. You run into another problem, do I pay that? Because what I'm saying, I need to be made aware of all of this before I pay the deposit on gas, because it's been 8 to 9 months. And another thing is, I'm paying for gas right now. So how can I pay for gas? And I am paying for gas now.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, you're not. You look at your bill this month, you got it.
no, that's 1 month now. I said 8 or 9 months.
Okay, but you got a credit on.
1 month now, again. But I'm speaking of 8 or 9 months.
Okay, but this I was corrected, you did pay.
Well, you're making a correction for something that shouldn't have happened.
But-
I understand that, because I am paying for gas that I shouldn't have been paying for, because now you wanna connect now. How can you connect and I've been paying 8 or 9 months? That's the question I have.
So I'd like to go ahead and speed the process up. Can we please
I
find,
don't know about that program.
Well, the thing about it is, I have bought appliances for natural gas, and this is the thing, if I had known all this, I could have just stayed with electric, and this would have been, I wouldn't be up here right now. But since I paid a deposit, you told me I can get gas, then I started taking care of my business. So at what point, where do we go from here? Because I don't know how much more money I can afford to keep paying when we keep running into problems that shouldn't be happening. Because a policy, you should have a policy on this that would inform me of what I may be dealing with, you know, as I go along. I don't see anything. And then after you pay a deposit, what is the policy on how long will it take to receive gas after you pay a deposit? Because once I start getting gas and I don't pay my bill, you're gonna cut it off. And I probably have to pay a reconnection fee. So what is it? I mean, what do I need to do? And how do you wanna, handle it? Because my thing is, how long will it take? A year?
can we get an answer on this?
Well, like I say, he paid the deposit, the tapping people never paid.
No, he wasn't informed of that, because actually, I don't think we, as you said, have ever run across that, in a long time.
No, it's been something, not since I've been here.
Right. So,
So how much have you paid?
Ma'am?
In those
I paid what is the deposit fee? 250?
220, and how much have you paid since then?
Well, I've been paying, I pay my bills. I mean, whatever they send me in the mail, whatever it is, that's what I
He
don't know
made a
exactly
flat
how
rate,
much.
but, he got an adjustment last month. For what he paid, he got an adjustment, but this is the balance of what we doing now. If a person come in, they pay a deposit. We'll call the guys and tell them they paid their deposit. Now, we don't know what you got to have with your gas, but Trail, then you talk to him. When you was informed that it was gonna be a problem, then we had to do lines.
Well, no one has talked to me. I went to the town hall and I spoke to them.
Yeah.
Someone should have been right, should have been getting with me explaining what's taking so long or what the problem may be. No one has talked to me. I went in there
But
and
at
asked
one
questions.
point, when we told you about the gas, we all went to turn the gas on, it wasn't any gas, so right here.
Yeah, it just,
But it's holding me up. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
so I wanna find out the easement, but we don't have to ask if we can.
Yeah.
All right, so we just go ahead and take care of that. And, Officer Dennis has been absolutely very patient. He is ready to hook up, his stuff that he's purchased.
So can you all tell me, just give me any kind of idea how long this gonna take, because I'm just holding up my process.
How long would the job take?
And I'm paying people,
if
you
you
know.
give me okay, we can get on in the meeting,
How long does it take, a day?
today.
Okay.
I mean, it's just business now, you got to person about it. I just need my gas hooked up.
I think that if we can, I think if we can get a confirmation on the easement, there doesn't need to be any more permissions asked, or, I think what was asked was in taking somebody's feelings into consideration. Well, I think we should have checked on the easement first, where you wouldn't have been given the opportunity for someone to say no. That's what I'd like to know. What kind of setback do we have, where we have the legal right to go in there and fix it, or do it?
Now, again, now what am I gonna, I'm gonna be, how am I handling this about the months I have paid for gas?
You got
That's what
adjustment,
that means, ma'am.
you get your bill, you got adjustment, remember you come in the office.
Let me just ask
And
you a
I
question.
explained to you, I said, Mom, this is your bill. I said, I gave you adjustment on your bill. You said, okay, and you paid your bill. I said, you got adjustment, so you got a bill this month, look at your bill.
So is it a negative number, be like negative $200 or something?
Yeah, like, you say, well, what that $15 for?
But let me
I
just
said,
ask a
well,
question, why was he charging gas if he didn't have gas?
it was just an error, because, like I said, we don't know. We don't know if it's a problem. All we do is take the deposit. So, we just assuming that they had talked to him. I didn't know they had to run a line and all this. So we don't know this.
Like she said, when he paid the deposit, we processed the deposit, called the service people to look it up. We didn't know that he didn't have gas until sometime later, but he's still getting the bill. If he's being charged for gas, he never came in and told us, hey, I'm still being charged for gas, and I don't have my gas yet. When we put it in, we don't keep up with what's on people's bills. We didn't know I didn't know, she didn't know that he was being charged for gas until the last board meeting. He said, I've been charged for gas and I don't have my gas.
So as of right now, he's been paying gas, let's hypothetical, 8 months. So now, from here on out, he's not gonna get a bill, but he's got a credit of X amount. That's gonna be
It should be like $15 for this one was left.
It's not about the money, it's about getting my gas cut on.
Yeah, so,
And I think the question was asked in a previous meeting, they asked, was I paying for gas, and the answer was no. So that was not correct answer, and I gotta correct that. So my thing is, we need to look at our notes and just be careful of how we answer the question, because I was paying for gas at that time. You know?
Even at the same level, you're paying for gas, and you know you don't have gas, but you never go to the office attention, ma'am, I've been paying you for gas, and I don't have gas.
The only thing I ever deal with anywhere, if I'm not paying for something, it's gonna get cut off, I know that. So I was paying for gas, it's never been cut on, and now that's a tap fee, and I don't know how much it's gonna go up to.
all right,
So
so,
my thing, he says the first time this ever happened, so why am I stuck with a bill for the first time something's happened.
My feeling, this is a gas customer. If we gotta run a line, we gotta run a line. If we gotta do water line work at that hotel, we gotta do it.
Okay, so do I pay for this?
If we can tap into the left-hand side, is there a tap fee?
No.
If we can join that line on the left side, is there a tap fee?
There still has been a tap fee, because on your thing, there's a tap fee.
Well, it's,
On what thing?
it's just a service, it won't be a tap, you won't have to pay for that tap, that actual thing.
You
It
talking
just
about-
be another 200, yeah.
you talking
I
about-
believe the documentation, somebody, give me something right.
Yeah, you won't have to pay for
I
that.
need something in writing. I mean, I understand all this here, but let's get something in writing because that's what I'm gonna need. You know,
Alright.
right, just in case something else happens.
I mean, right now, there's no sense in pointing fingers, because it seemed like it was miscommunication. And not on your part, because you paid what you were told to pay. And as far as miscommunication, if this came up and it's been going on for 6 or 7 months or whatever, and nobody has said anything, if you've been asking about why I don't have this gas, and it seems like that this just a big error which needs to be some kind of way rectified by, okay, you've been paying it, and however much the fee is or whatever, maybe it can be divided out or whatever by month or whatever, and you've been paying it, and you have a service, or something like that can be done.
All right, my 2 minutes up, thank you.
We'll get, Officer Dennis, we're gonna have an answer on this easement, and I don't think there'll be no tap fee, we're gonna tap into the left-hand side. And if we can put this in writing tomorrow, or tonight, if we can come to an agreement, I'll write it up for you.
Okay, there's anything else that can possibly come up, let's put that down too. I need to know. I work for the town, y'all know.
See,
When did you find out, when did you tell the town hall that this could not be done for them, and then they should contact us then?
Well, I found out that we wasn't gonna be able to go onto the existing property like a month ago.
But you have been trying in a sense,
Yeah,
you have been trying to get something done, but you
yeah.
couldn't get it done.
Well, I was waiting to get something in writing. I didn't wanna go on nobody's property. You know, that
So you
was,
needed something from the church, going to.
well, that was, it's from the homeowner. But what they saying now, what they trying to figure out now, that it's a certain distance that the homeowner, the town, just like my fence. Actually, some of it on town property, you know, so this is what we almost at now. You know, we can stay on the town property, we can run that around. That's what we're trying to do now.
I'm just trying to figure out the timeline between you knowing, town hall knowing, and Officer Dennis knowing. You know, that's what I'm just
Oh,
saying.
yeah,
He said he didn't pay
yeah,
the
that's kinda
deposit.
like that.
He didn't
I
know
kinda-
when he
yeah.
was paying it. and
Oh,
all this stuff like that.
I didn't know he was in charge of that.
So when you, when someone paid their bill and they pay their deposit, just like you were supposed to go and turn his gas on, so when it was developed that he didn't have gas, nobody reported that to the town hall? Because he got a bill and he was paying a bill for 5 or 6 months, so it's a break in communication between the workers and the town hall, because I can't see how he was getting a bill for services that he was not receiving.
Well, it was my fault. It wasn't our fault. It was my fault.
So no reading was being turned in, but a bill was still being generated.
No, it wasn't no meter there, so it couldn't be no reading.
So you just get a bill whenever you go pay your deposit. If I get a new home and in the town and I go pay a deposit, a bill is automatically generated.
Yeah.
I mean, they been so busy, y'all don't know what from what. So unless somebody tell you something,
Yeah,
you know.
it's like I say, the book stopped everything, it's my fault.
My thing is, he shouldn't have to pay for his tap. Anything after that meter, from that meter to the house is his responsibility. It's just like out there on my place, I had to add some electricity. I had to have like 2 poles ran on my property. I had to pay for none of that, because they know that at the end of the year, they gonna make money off of it. So from that meter box to my house is my responsibility. Them poles is not my responsibility, but that's Southwest responsibility. So they know that, so I know them poles probably call them a few dollars, add to my pocket for nothing, because they know down the line they gonna make money off of me. So he shouldn't have to pay for his tap. He should have nothing to do with that. Everything from that meter to his house, that's his responsibility. That's what I always thought. Carry on.
So the tap, I mean, I agree with you. I
Yeah,
agree with you.
he should have nothing to do with getting gas. At that meter, 20 yards from his house. From that meter to the house, that's his responsibility.
So these taps have not, we have not had to run one of these taps, I guess, in a very long time. So it wouldn't have been a piece of paperwork that we normally pick up and cover, in case of that. In that event, I say we accept responsibility if the tap was necessary. If we can attach to an existing line, there wouldn't be a tap fee. That's what we're working for right now. That would be the fastest way to get it done. So all we need to know is how much room from the asphalt towards the person's property are we allowed to go, no questions asked. So we're gonna find that out. And then we're gonna go ahead and make an effort to get started with this. Is that all right? Okay.
Thank you, y'all have a good night.
Oh, I got this all for you. What about if you, put a line under the road now before they do it, and just have a spare line there?
He's gonna have to do it tomorrow.
Cause I mean, you got spares in your house that you don't use, but you got them in there. If you need one from the left or the right, now's the time to put it in, whether you use it or not.
Before the town road,
Huh?
something before the town road.
It's not been paved yet. If you wanna get from north to south and you go from east to west. That's just a thought.
Yeah.
Just put your, a new line, if you wanna click on your side of the street or his side of the street. You already got it under that, you ain't gotta tear the pavement up.
Yeah, that's what we usually do. That's the, actually, the neighbors used to be, let us do it, you know, so.
What's the problem on the right? Is it not convenient on the right side? We'll tap into that.
Where the homeowner won't let us do it.
Okay.
Mrs. Jones, right on the corner of Z Street, the Prince Tower.
And that's the shortest distance too, from the right. So,
Excuse me, is that line, is the homeowner line or is the town line? Because if that line happened to bust, y'all had to fix it. So if it's the homeowner line, I can understand that, but if it's the town line, you should be able to tap in regardless, because they said that line bust, still gotta tap in. I mean, that's what it is. It's just like dealing with water.
all right, let's see if we can get an answer on that. Gene, what else you got?
You can walk the one? That's all right. I'll set him with you now for 20 minutes.
Patrick, show up. Let's go ahead and, let's back up. We need a motion to approve the docket. All right,
9 seconds?
all right, all in favor, say aye.
I'm rolling up. Cause I wasn't given the document.
That's 2 and 1.
2 to 1 passes.
2 to 1.
Chief, you got something for us? Well, it just got voted on.
I am in need of a, dispatcher from the dispatcher design. I interviewed one individual, named Terry Brown, who's interested in the position. I have an application on file for him. I'm asking permission to hire him in place of Geneva.
That's his first name, Ken.
Terry.
Terry,
Mm-hmm.
which practice is that?
So, I'm not sure.
You ready to hire him right now?
Yes, sir.
You're asking for the board to hire him?
Correct.
All right, if the board, would like to take this individual, upon the chief's recommendation to hire for a dispatcher position, is there a motion?
What's the name of it? I didn't quite catch it.
Terry Brown.
Terry Brown.
Ready to pay?
He's
I'll make a
a-
motion. Go ahead, Tom.
That's all. I'm through.
Ready to pay.
So,
Ready to pay.
we start at 10 now. Correct.
Who's that?
No one yet. Is there a second?
Who is that?
Oh, Lewis, okay. All in favor, say aye.
I reckon so. I didn't get it.
I reckon so, it's a aye.
I reckon.
How many ayes is that? Two or three?
Four.
Got it.
All in favor?
You okay with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, what else you got?
Also, our Dodge Charger is back out of service. I really have no interest in putting any more money into it. We've already over budgeted with that, with vehicle repairs. Large majority of it went towards that vehicle. I don't know if the board wants to sell it, give it away, set it on fire or what, but it serves no purpose right now. For some reason, it keeps blowing the radiator cap off. Having to get towed to the shops, so it's down. Yes, ma'am, and get the board's opinion or some sort of recommendation on what we can do with it. Well, it's not serving us any purpose, just sitting back there.
Could you tell us it's a Charger?
Yeah, it's
What year model?
That was 2018 Dodge Charger.
This is the one that got the motor
Yes, sir.
and a few other things, whether it was radiator and this, that, and the other?
Yes, sir.
And currently you're saying the radiator cap keeps getting blown off?
Yes, sir.
Why don't we just cut out baby and go on sell it? Whatever we get, we get.
Does it got any cage or anything in it?
Yes, sir.
So it's like equipped?
Correct.
Can you sell it with the cage or you have to take the cage out?
So we can take it out. We can sell it with it in it if they want to, but we happen to stumble across another vehicle. If we don't have a cage, it's a possibility we can have one installed in.
Okay. What I'm saying is no liability for you selling it with the cage.
You'll take the radios and everything out of it.
Yes, sir, the lights, any radio equipment, they'll be taken.
I make a motion that the 2018 Dodge Charger be taken out of service and, placed for sale after essential, equipment is removed.
receiving bid kind of thing like we did last time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Second.
All right, we got a first and a second, all in favor, say aye.
We're gonna strip it and set it.
Chief, the lady McComb contacted me, she's waiting on information to help y'all with a grant.
Okay. Yeah, I forwarded that information to the clerk, last board meeting, or whatever it was.
She can't do anything without the information.
You should request,
Yeah.
was there a request for info in there, or you just was unnoticed? Was there a request for info in that email, or was just a introduction?
A request for Don's number or Sam's number, something like that. Other thing is, we've been having an issue with some juveniles.
That's right, talk about that.
Up here at the police department and within the community. One in particular, I just caught those last night, messing with the generator.
Y'all need to put a stop to these young people.
The door doesn't close properly, it's starting to rot at the bottom, look like they're probably kicking it apart. So it's definitely starting to deteriorate. He was inside the access panel. We may find him one day out there, and may not. I tried to secure that door, and I have been unable to.
Chief, I gave him the plan and the weather's getting better. We're gonna strip that whole thing. New door, secure it, make it look decent. And also, while I got you that, I'm getting you 2 bids, we got a hail damage on this roof. Third thing, I contacted Waste Management, and they done turned over their insurance on the concrete project.
Perfect, I sure appreciate it.
One question, have they harmed the generator?
It appears to be working, I did turn it back on and shut it back off. It did kick on as it normally would within that 1 minute, so I did have to turn it back off again, and it finally did come on, so I don't know if it was just a delay.
You know, physical damage.
Right, there's no physical.
So you said it was a problem with juvenile?
Yes, ma'am, I'm not sure if that's what she's here for also, but it's been an ongoing thing for the last several months. We have been with DHS and youth court with them, there's no cooperation whatsoever from the parents. They're doing their absolute best at upholding the children or denying their involvement in things, family rent the building over here, the George Grace to have an Easter egg hunt and place hundreds of eggs out there. One individual came and stole all 100 of them. So, that's something that, we'll be forwarding to the court, with video of it.
Hey, last year sometime, I think, an individual came and was talking about, at the time, curfew, that with these juveniles being out, I would say, 8 o'clock or after 8 o'clock, and they should be at home. I mean, maybe we should think about imposing a curfew on them, if they're responsible, the parents responsible for it.
That's right.
At their time.
That's right.
So then, after, say maybe the first time parent pick them up, second time parents held responsible or something, the board may need to come up with some kind of penalty.
They need
whatever,
to.
They might be, where they're supposed to be at a certain time.
I'm in total agreement with it.
I mean, if you got one officer on duty, and you
had once with juveniles, just like the problem we're having now, with the four-wheelers, they've gotten outrageous.
Yes,
We already can't repair the windshield that we have cracked now, so there's no need to chasing them. I see, I think it's Ellisville, they're going through something right now, my officer chased a guy on a four-wheeler and he wrecked and was killed. I'm not gonna put myself out there like that, officers aren't gonna put themselves out there like that unless the board wants to pass an order and state something there that we must do such. If so, then we'll move forward with that.
Hire more policemen, hire more policemen.
Chasing them, when they were on the four wheels or whatever, you know, you think maybe you followed them there or whatever, but you didn't have to chase them, I think that was, issue when we first came.
And it's hard, what we were doing was, trying to get close enough to them just to identify them. That's become a problem now, because they're wearing masks and there's 4 or 5 on the bike, so you may be able to identify the one riding on it, but you can't identify the ones operating.
About the owner of it.
Right, so it's just becoming hectic, and I know it's a nuisance, they use Water Street right here, even if they see us back here, they're gonna wave, make sure we see them, and they're gonna cross Main Street. There's several that's been stolen down the county, and from the information that we've gotten, the last couple of days, they're coming straight through the intersection they're coming from several. One officer, you got half of the vehicle working. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying, even if a curfew is imposed, those individuals, that are seen or whatever, they can be picked up because they're not in the company, which is not gonna be the help, because if you see them, you know that's what they're
Right, yes, ma'am.
What was the opposition to the curfew last time?
Well, and you have sort of two issues. And I don't know what Ms. Bailey was getting at, but when a child appears before the youth court, first thing we do is put that child under a curfew with some fairly severe penalties if they violate that curfew. They can actually put in detention.
The first one, when it was after, it was, teenagers or whatever, under the age of 18, not in a company with an adult. And I think you were supposed to give us something back, but I don't think we've got it.
I'm sorry, I think I sent the chief an article, I don't know, I shared with you. To do a blanket curfew for all use, first of all, you're gonna have to have 12 exceptions for where they can be, church, school activity, in other words, it becomes almost unworkable. And then the other question becomes, so you stop a child violating curfew, what do you do with them? You can't lock them up, you can cite them, give them a citation, turn them into the youth court, I suppose, for that, would be the alternative. The chief already has the right to stop any youth that he suspects of doing anything mischievous or.
And that's good enough, being able to spot them or whatever, stop them, but, I mean, when you get a whole number, I think the last zoning meeting we had, I mean, they were crossing the street in droves. So, and they're talking about, 1 or 2, I'm talking about a whole pile of kids that should not be out there.
But there again, what do you do with them? I mean, so you got 12 kids out there that you want to cite for being in violation of curfew.
Well, his new dispatcher would be calling parents.
Well, okay, and that.
What is the parent required to do?
Well, I don't know, the chief would back that up too, but we're not having a lot of luck with parents.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem.
I believe, I don't know where Chief Dennis went, but we had a, neighbor, a resident down on C Street, where a child busted his window out of his house. Chief Dennis went to the parent, the child was just coming up the driveway, and she, swear to God, he just came from meeting with Jesus. It's ridiculous, there's no help whatsoever from these parents now, and it's just getting worse. And if we do get an order from youth court, Natchez, they're gonna be full most of the time, so our next option gonna be Vicksburg. And again, now we're gonna go into an overtime issue, because that officer that's on duty is gonna have to transport the individual, and somebody has to cover the shift.
And plus you pay by the night to hold them. So I'm just saying, it's a frustrating situation, both from the youth court and from the law enforcement. The remedies just aren't good remedies.
Well, it's not a good remedy, but at least it can be noted that it is something to be thought of, and when those, justifications are put in the paper, maybe that parent will be knowing that this can happen, rather than having, and you can do it as opposed to not doing anything at all.
Let me propose a curfew ordinance for you, Alderman, next time we do.
And I also been plans of, trying to utilize our holding facility, but I had a pop-up visit from the Department of Justice, on the time limit that we can hold juveniles here. And we've just been over, we exceeded a good amount with several. So now I really have no intention on placing them here at all, keep liability off the town or me personally. It's just a headache.
It is.
Who's responsible for the youth during the school day? I mean, the school hours?
Jesus.
We have a school attendance officer in the county, that has a whole lot of activity.
Well, because, some of the same kids are in and about throughout town during the school hours, and, he's been called.
School attendance officer?
Or resource officer, same thing?
Both of them,
And it's kinda like, well, you know, it's really, there's not much of an impression given that it matters. I know one kid in particular, he's got way more days out of school, he's 12. He's got way more days out of school than he does in school, and his excuse is, my mom don't wake me up for the bus, it's 100% my responsibility, I missed the bus, and, you know, here he's riding a bike around, and this, that, and the other. And, I just wonder who's responsible, when they're out and about during the day.
yeah, it should be school resource once they turn in, the teachers turn in their attendance. It goes to administration, they mark their absentees, tardies, whatever. Seems like someone, I'm guessing, I don't know their protocol, but seems like someone should be contacting parents then, and they do use that excuse. Captain Bailey and I even made contact with several of them, and excuse was given that they didn't have clean clothes. We've offered to wash their clothes for them. It's just a neglect issue to me, on the parents' behalf. The easiest thing to do is to give it to some pro to get that attention. Last thing I have, do we have a policy about this travel, requesting travel? Because I was under the impression, once the board approves travel, it's pretty much out of the department head's hands on getting a check done. You know, we had this issue a couple weeks ago, but to avoid it again, do we have any particular policy on how it goes?
Elaine, you got any, response to that?
We approved travel and the town didn't pay?
No, the pay is just, it was a delay in it.
They approve travel, normally the person that's traveling will contact me to request their travel, or let me know that they're going, or if they have overnight stay to make their reservations or whatever. So the employee normally will contact me to say, if it's something that I'm not used to doing.
How much ahead of time would you like them to contact you?
You know, at least a week or so, because I have to wait for you to make sure that you can sign it.
Okay.
Now, there are days that I know about, like the annual conferences, those I know about, I make reservations, those are just like the ones for Mr. Williams. You know, he'll bring me his registration, his information, he'll bring his information to me. And so at that point, that I know that he's going to be traveling, so the board approves it, but I still don't keep up with the individuals travel. They keep up with their travel, because they know what they're going, they know what they're going to do.
So coming to you the day of is probably not realistic?
No, it's not realistic.
I mean, you wouldn't expect it to get done the day of?
No, I would not.
All right, so you, if we're gonna continue to do it this way, you want at least a week's notice?
Because the board gave approval, then you already know that you're going, so you should make, accommodations for you to go.
Okay.
And I agree with that, when the board approves it, it should be done, that should not be, we have enough to keep over here. We're not the one signing it, we're not the one printing it, we're not the one making copy of it, anything, I believe that should be an administration issue.
Right, like you said, you have enough to do, and so do I.
I understand, but that's your job, you do the checks, if not, if it's too much, disperse the checks, to each department, we fill our own checks out, and then get the mayor signed. That's what I would think, if that's part of your duties.
But it's still part of the employee's responsibility to come to me as a clerk to let me know, I'm traveling this way, I'm going this way, because just because the board approved does not mean that you're automatically gonna go, because you may have a change of mind or whatever, you may cancel, I don't know.
So in other
So,
words,
1 week
ahead of time.
reminder for travel.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
And then, cause you need to know what car they're taking, and so forth, right?
All that was cleared up,
Right.
I was listening at the last board meeting, I wasn't here, I was on the phone listening, so all the information was already provided from Chief Higgins. So, I don't know what more was needed.
I'm just saying, now, is the employee supposed to sign the travel request too?
They are,
Okay. Were your other ones signed?
they were not,
Okay.
Where were the travel requests?
they were in my office, but they got sent to me that day.
No, it wasn't like, that was the day before.
No.
That was the day before.
I have also
I
I
had-
traveled on the 21st. It's recorded. I talked to you on the
I'm
20th.
talking to the mayor.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not talking to the audience, I'm talking to the mayor.
You said the day before, it was done the day of. We traveled on the 21st. That's a lie.
It was given to me the day before they traveled,
Okay.
because you had to sign the check that evening you came in town. So that was 1 day's notice. If you travel the following day, then you cannot expect to get your money the same day, or your travel the same day.
Would it be easier to do it like the county does it?
How does the county do it?
There is no prepaid. We're one of the very few in the state that do a prepaid.
Yeah,
That would be better, let's make a motion to do that, because this is ridiculous, and then to go around
that means,
stupid foolishness.
that means that the employee have to pay for
That's
their,
fine.
their gas, their travel, bring back.
I don't make enough money. I don't
That's
make
fine.
enough money. I don't make enough money.
Okay,
Mayor mentioned it, so evidently it's something he wanna do, let's do it, let's
Okay,
get it done.
when travel is indicated for an individual that it's almost basically done a month before, almost a first of the month, and travel is occurring at the end of the month, because, everybody that has travel, should already be knowing where they're supposed to be going. That's why doing, like this meeting, if somebody has travel that's coming up, it will be approved by the board that this person will be able to have travel. Okay, now, that individual, when it's approved by the board and it's given to administration or whatever, then there should be a note made, a tickler, or whatever you wanna call it, that these individuals are expected to have travel for X date or whatever it is. So it's not to say, we're gonna point fingers and say, Mr. Lewis did not tell me that he was be going on the 15th, when we had a meeting on the 2nd, and he was approved that he was going on the 15th. Okay, you already know. So you should have yourself some kind of tickler file set up and saying that, okay, this is supposed to be done by this date, because this is when he's supposed to travel. It's not, what's wrong with being prepaid for it when you already know that it's gonna be? I mean, let's be real, a job is a job. Everybody got other duties as assigned. I don't want to do a lot of things. I'm sitting up here, I'm listening to them talk about the water thing, or gas thing, whatever, the mayor and Mr. Long. I don't know, he can tell what they're talking about, and who they're talking about. This is something very new to me, okay? So, you already know, so you all need to work it out, you know. If it's approved, then you need to set yourself an alert and say, they need this by this date. If they don't have any by that date, then that's on them or whatever, but, I mean, being an administrator, secretary, clerk, whatever you wanna call yourself, it's a lot of little things in there that makes things easy. I mean, the go between about the gas thing, okay, it's, if you wanna know, it's not anybody's fault, it's just a lack of communication, same thing.
So why don't we agree now, travel after it's approved, travel request needs to be filled out properly and signed, or whatever is done, handed to you 5 days prior to the travel. Want to agree on a date?
When you say 5 days prior to the travel,
I'm saying if you had a travel right now, and it was approved, and you need to have your paperwork in, so you can get the checks and everything printed, written, signed 5 days prior to the actual travel date. I mean, cause I don't think we have anything stating when it needs to be there.
okay,
It's just that I'm trying to give you opportunity to do it.
that's
Cause
fine.
I think the day of is, it's a little quick.
Question, okay, the incident of the time that you're talking about, that happened, that you said was given to you that day, was there a particular reason it was given that day? And not before?
It wasn't given that day, it was given the day before, on the 20th. The day of, on the 21st, we traveled on the 21st. So it was given to her at 8 o'clock on the 20th. I spoke with her at 8:30, I have it in my phone, I spoke with her at 8:30, she asked a question about where we were going, I gave her that information. She called back at 11:30, between 11:30 and 12 o'clock, she asked a second question if I would be traveling in my personal vehicle. I told her no. She asked me again, are you sure? I told her no. I know she asked if I was gonna be traveling in the Pathfinder, I'm sorry. I told her no, we were traveling in our own personal vehicles. That was at 11:30 on March the 20th. We received our checks March the 20th after 9 o'clock p.m. And one of the dispatchers was expected to stay overnight because she worked all night and she wanted to go. So we didn't get the checks until after 9 o'clock p.m. That's the incident that happened. And all type of stuff was said, and it doesn't make sense, it just does not make sense.
You say you need the reference of whatever it is prior to that, how far?
5 days is fine.
Okay, cause if we come in here today and you got travel that's being, you got travel coming up, right? So we approve that or it's coming up?
No, ma'am, I think I waited, but the chief conference wasn't, they hadn't posted it.
Yeah, cause the other one was too early. Okay, so when did you give your travel? No, I'm saying,
Might have been
the one that you just went. Okay, how far ahead did you give your, request?
When me and Harris went to that class, the last board meeting, there was no reminder that I can remember. That's why I wanted to know what was different about this incident. But,
I don't know what time frame you called and told that you and Harris were going, but the issue is, they made the issue out because the mayor wasn't here to sign it right on the spot. It wouldn't have been an issue if you had been able to go and get the check signed, but because the mayor is only supposed to work 10 hours a week, he does not be here 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. He has other duties, so if you asking him to do something.
Don't you have a stamp?
No, ma'am, I do not. That's the mayor's stamp.
Can Jean sign it? Can Jean sign it?
That's what I'm saying.
Jean cannot sign if the mayor is just out of town. The mayor's incapacitated and cannot serve as the mayor, then the mayor pro tem can sign. But just because the mayor is out of town and can't be there in 24 hours, no, that is not giving the law from the mayor pro tem, whomever the mayor pro tem is, the mayor pro tem can just step in and sign.
Weren't you told I didn't have a job, so I should be available 24 hours a day?
Yes.
Okay. I did make a special exception to come sign it that day when you called me.
Yes.
It happened to get delivered over to the police department, after hours, after 5. But that request was given, I signed the check the day you got that request, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay, enough said. We're gonna have,
So if he signed the check the day that, you got it, why was it delivered after 9 o'clock p.m.?
Cause I let myself into town hall and I signed the check after she had left.
Yeah, we know, that's cool.
so 1 week prior to the virtual, what we.
Okay, well, what day does the mayor come in and sign checks?
He doesn't have a schedule scheduled Thursdays or Fridays?
I just, I'm available whenever you call. That's been the routine for 3 years. Can you deny that?
No.
When
He wasn't available.
I wasn't available that
Because he wasn't available
I have no set schedule. My schedule has been every single day of the week, upon request, or after hours, checks and notes are left for me, so.
Okay, well, if that individual will come in, she will bring it to you 5 days, you bring it to you 5 days, ahead of time, you still don't know when he's gonna come in, because you say you never know.
But I mean,
So if you don't know, then.
So I had an
then
appointment.
one day that he should have, and he signed it specifically, so this will not have to be in.
Oh, you saying just have one?
No, I'm not saying, I mean, say for instance, you know you got travel that's set up that's going to be due, at the end of the month, okay? And when this travel is completed, then you need a specific date that he needs to come in and sign. I mean, if he comes in on Wednesday, I mean, you got 5 days, so between that Monday and Friday, it needs to be signed, or one of those days that he comes in during the week. I mean, what day does it come in? So they will know that it won't be left unattended.
Ms. Bell, once travel is approved, it's nothing else for us to do. She has all the paperwork, she does the travel voucher for us to sign. If you don't contact us and tell us the travel voucher is available or is ready, once you all approve it, it's out of our hands. It's nothing else for us to do. It's all on the clerk. Everything else is on the clerk. So we got to call her and remind her to do her job.
So that was my next question, for 1 week prior to the travel, do we call you and come get the paperwork, or will that be just something that's gonna be provided?
I can provide you the travel vouchers, not an issue.
Okay,
Oh, you do? No. You get the travel voucher,
okay.
but they need to be signed and completed.
I'm just venting this balloon. I'm just venting. It's too much personal stuff in here.
Exactly.
And it's
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
Exactly
so
what it is.
petty until it is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous that it cannot be taken care of, because this stuff has been going on for years. It is nothing that is new, and it's nothing that cannot be taken care of with just a simple conversation. You know, but everybody seems to have to go to Mars to get something done when it's just not that difficult. And I don't care who takes it personally, I don't care, but I am sick of it. Period.
And it's all about communication.
so obviously, we had a breakdown of communication on this travel, for instance. We have a breakdown of communication on this gas line, water line, and so forth, which we're trying to get some of these things straightened out. All right, travel is requested. Before, 5 business days before they're leaving, that form needs to be filled out.
Correct.
And then you'll know, cars and places and times and amounts and everything.
And one thing that has created this issue was, being as clerk, the former clerk did it, and has been a process of the clerk completing the form for the employees. But now, since this has happened, we will give them their own paperwork, they can complete their own paperwork and submit it, because I've been doing it for them, and I just allowed, to review it and sign it. But they can complete their own paperwork and submit it to me, and that'll alleviate some of this issue.
5 days before. That'll give plenty of time for you. Look, there's situations when you're not here.
Correct.
So, and let's say the last 3, Monday and Tuesday, I've been here, I signed 10 checks over here, yesterday, or 5 yesterday. So we understand we need some, a few days ahead of time to get them properly signed. All right, we're in agreement with that. We need to make an order on that.
I don't think that will.
Okay.
You might.
Probably this.
You're right.
We're not gonna worry about it. All right,
Again, for this year, I'm going to have another resignation probably tomorrow, for another dispatcher. So be looking out for that. I'm in the process of interviewing someone else for that position. Once such is done, I'll kite or something to let everybody know at one time on who that individual is. Hopefully we can get them hired before the next board meeting, if not, we'll just wait overtime like this.
there could certainly be a special board meeting. Your dispatcher being hired is more important than waiting 30 days. So, certainly not a problem there.
And I would like to, add something to what Chief Rutledge is saying. I've been here since 2019. I am the person that's responsible for training all of the new hires. Whenever they're here, I have to be here, like he's saying about, well, the overtime in that case. I've been training since 2019. Since 2019, before, no employee here was ever able to take the test and pass it successfully. So I am requesting that the board give me a raise because the turnover rate is really high. I'm constantly getting, different people that's coming in. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort. So I am requesting a raise for myself because I am the dispatch, the person that's responsible for training. We got 2 people that's coming up. We've been working around the clock. So I'm requesting a pay raise for the training because I was told that I wasn't an asset to the police department. So since I'm not an asset, let's see how these people gonna be trained. Only one certified to train. I request the pay raise.
What else you got, Chief?
I believe that's all. This year, I believe it's gonna come up later. So that's all.
Anyone got any more questions?
Question?
Yep.
I got one. Yeah, when I give my time for the floor, I got a few things. I got a concerned citizen, things on Church Street, second side. They got 2 stop signs there, down at the Catholic Church.
Right.
Said nobody on the stop sign, and the citizen wants them took up. Now, what's your thought on that?
That's one of the things that I came to talk about on my street, because I would like speed bumps put in place down First West Street. Because nobody stops at the stop sign between Ronnie Fisher's house and my house.
I know what you're talking about.
And you go in every other neighborhood outside of the city limits in Adams County, Amite County, Wilkinson County, there are speed bumps on every street. They couldn't be that expensive to put up. And if they're not gonna stop with stop signs, which they're not, I've had dogs run over, we're lucky no children have been run over in the neighborhoods, but we need a few speed bumps on these streets where, and there's small children in that neighborhood as well. I'm just afraid, somebody's gonna get hurt. I think speed bumps would be great down a few of these streets where they don't stop.
I'll make a motion to do the speed bumps after the streets get I think they're gonna resurface. I don't know what streets they're gonna resurface.
Resurface project at other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know where, but if they're not gonna resurface, put the speed bump in. If they are, wait until they get through, then put the speed bump in. I'll make a motion to do the speed bumps.
What about stop sign? Take them up with speed bump?
No, I think he's saying, are you saying in addition to the stop sign?
Well, the stop sign then is by Jerry Foster, isn't it, or somewhere on that?
No, I'm the one that asked for one in my corner. I have young kids there, and there, I'd say 2 out of 10 people that come up and down Church Street do not.
Oh, yeah, okay, right there by
I mean, why have them there if nobody stops?
Okay.
I think it'd be safer if everybody on Church Street had the right of way and you had to stop on Second South.
So, the Church Street second side.
That's a four-way stop, isn't it?
That's a 4-way stop. Just take off the Church Street 2 signs and let it be open.
Okay.
Now, there's one down by Foster, I don't care about that. That's not close enough to my house. But I got 6 grandchildren under 7 on my block, and I don't think it's safe to have a 4-way stop when nobody stops.
Yeah.
Maybe wrong decision, but I don't know.
That's totally gonna be a board decision on that, if they're there or taking up, make me no difference. Cause they can't all be controlled with one officer.
What about the four-way stop out there at the town? They had a white truck coming from up north, past the stop sign, flying out there. He could've hit me. I could've been dead and gone. But y'all need an officer out there. Y'all need a red light or something out there. Y'all need a red light or need a police officer out there. Cause the people don't be stopping. They just slow down and they keep going.
Okay, well, let's get this deal about Andy's.
I mean, if y'all think it needs to stay there, that's fine with me. But I think it's more dangerous with nobody stopping than having it open on Church Street, where it was for years. Jerry Foster asked for both of those. I didn't know them at the time, but I didn't have 6 grandchildren living right there on my block. And when 3 of them leave, they're just going across the street, so there would still be 6 young children right there.
You talking about the car wash?
Yeah, the one in front of my house is second side from Church Street, right there on the corner by the Catholic Church. And that's the wetland there and in front of those.
Well, let's remove it and, do the speed bump.
The speed bumps will slow down, but you'll knock your tire off if you don't, whether the stop signs stay or not. I mean, it's the same thing where I'm talking about on Second South Street and First West Street. It's a four-way stop. So, it doesn't matter if the stop signs are there, if they're not stopping, speed bumps will slow them down.
I'll make a motion to do the speed bump and remove the stop.
I am gonna say this, the speed bumps are a good idea. They don't be torn up, just like the ones out in subdivisions, smack brand new. Unless you get the more durable kind, I haven't inspected them, but in about 3 months, they're gonna be broke, or at least one half of it anyway, so you're still gonna be able to jump over it. So when you're looking at them, like look at the width and height of it.
Listen, when the daycare, I don't know how durable it is, because you know they.
Oh, yeah, they.
Where there's some up in Natchez built with the asphalt. They're just the hump, not the kind you bolt on the
Just a
ground.
sharp, it's a hump in the road, but enough to make you slow down.
It's probably better with that because you don't have no space. Sometimes people.
Won't have to worry about moving even.
Maybe we'll get the asphalt people to do them when they hear doing the asphalt.
Well, they're gonna be here, so, I mean, if we'd like to inquire, come up with a plan where they'd be the most important. I know down here, I rode with him one night, and, yeah, we weren't there a minute, flew right here. So, I know you got a problem on your road, here, but it's every stop sign, really. I mean, I'm amazed that, there really hasn't been any more accidents. I mean, the four-wheelers on Water Street that blow through Prentice onto Z Street is, I can't believe it.
They can go a heck of a lot faster on Church Street, because there's no speed bumps in there. I guarantee you they go 60, 70 miles an hour, and they're much quicker. Police can't catch them most of the time.
I got speed bumps in the 60s.
A speed bump is long now.
No.
Not the four-wheelers, when they get those shopping for tires, they gonna bounce right over them.
That'll be more for, that'll give them something to do.
That's more
That'll be a party for them, yes.
No,
That would be a party for them. Trust me.
All right, Gene, what else you got?
Wait, we have a motion on the floor from Lewis about
We do.
speed bumps and removing the Church Street second.
All right, so we want,
I'm gonna need some specificity on it. You just say get speed bumps. Can I get a little more specificity on it?
In her request, speed bump on that street, what street is that?
First West Street.
First West Street?
and also church?
I didn't have just speed bumps, mine's just stop signs.
Just remove the stop signs.
On Church Street, not on second side. Turn it from a four-way to a two-way stop.
Are we doing both those together? Taking away the stop signs and put the speed bumps on First West Street?
Yeah.
So we're getting rid of your stop sign, or keeping your stop sign?
It doesn't matter.
Keep,
I go both ways
It
on
makes no
it.
difference.
keep her stop sign, remove Andy's stop sign, and put the speed bump on her street.
You can have her stop sign, I don't know what you.
And
First.
That's David Cummings' call. And they're fixing to overlay that as part of the county's overlay.
Why was the stop sign put there in the first place?
Well,
On all the streets, why were the stop signs put
well, I
there?
know 10 or 15 years ago, Jerry Foster came forward and asked him to slow down because his kids were young, like 9 or 10. And the board granted his request. I don't know.
Is it legal to remove stop signs because that's a traffic device? Is that illegal? Is it legal to do
Well,
that?
It's not a state, it's not a state.
It's not a state, it's just a board order. I would say, I don't know. They will put up the board order, I figure they'd be taken out of the board order. And if they don't, I really don't care, but I think, to me, when I pull up on Second South, either direction, if there's a car approaching, I'm not pulling out in front of them, because they'll run slap over you.
Well, I guess it's a board thing, because you remember Sligo, right, going in Sligo, they had put stop sign right in the middle of Sligo at, Jesse Stewart's. They put a stop sign right there. I ran every one of them to work because I didn't see it. But, and then they took it away.
But it's not the people, the law abiding citizens. We're talking about these children, the juveniles, they're the ones that's going.
Utility department, water, creates a speed bump on Slade.
Since we're talking about stop signs, I was looking for this photo, I believe, right here on, right here on Water Street in Natchez. I believe that stop sign is gone. From right there by the ice house. I'm trying to see what date that was. That's it, Water Street and Natchez.
All right, so Lewis has a motion on the floor to remove the stop signs
On
Church Street
At Second South.
at Second South and, at Jennifer's,
First West Street and Second South.
add,
Well, you gotta have the ones on Second South, but First West Street.
right, but we're gonna just add, we're gonna keep the stop sign and add the bumps?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a second? Okay, Mr. Carter seconded. All in favor, say aye.
My question was, is it legal? When you come to the polls,
Oh, yeah, like I said,
but then it's not gonna be part of taking that down.
with it being the board order, it just need to be publicized so the public can know, because we're gonna have a lot of confusion right there now. So they need to be made aware of that. Just to let the public know that those, particular areas, or with that particular area, stop sign is taken up there.
I still have 3 or 4 things on here, cause I see the media through the lead.
All right, we got it.
Oh, I got the floor now?
Well, yeah, you had that question for the chief. Who do you have on for? Do you have a question for someone still here?
I had one for Trail Law, cause he asked me about getting an ice machine down at the park.
Okay.
And my question was, I got no problem with it. Clerk, do we have money in the utilities to buy this?
Yes.
I'd like to see the specs on it and go get me an old ice machine, man, before we spend this $5,000 or $6,000. Cause we done threw money away on the old.
So, are you looking to fix the old one?
No.
Okay. You just wanna go, you're interested more so in just buying another one.
But I wanna look at the specs before we buy them.
You wanna get a couple of estimates, quotes on what they cost, or you wanna buy one from one particular guy.
Who we been using?
Which ice?
But I mean, he's gonna have specs. I want an old ice machine man that I know, look at these specs and see if we get enough value
Oh, I
for
see.
them both.
Alright,
If you're an old person, how you know about something?
I mean, they sent us a
All right, so we gotta do what you got.
They sent a quote for a machine, it was like $4,000 for ice machine.
Motion's on the floor, set, buy.
Hold it now.
And y'all can get whoever y'all want to. Spec it, I don't want to hear from that. Oh, go away, let's go ahead.
was the motion to buy one, an ice machine? You checked with her on the budget. The motion was to buy an ice machine for the utility department.
And the street department. But I want to house it at the utility department.
Okay, so, but you wanted to confer with a guy you knew ahead of time to make sure it's a fair deal.
But don't seem like they want to just go and buy it down there, so let's just go on.
I raised my hand, Mr. Law.
All right, so does that mean, is that, Louis, you got a second?
Yeah.
All right, all in favor?
Don't have to do that.
I'm not stupid down here, I'm trying to protect the
I'm
time.
just telling you, not saying.
All right.
Do I need to add some qualification about not
No,
purchasing?
let them do what they want. You know,
We seconded Mr. Lofton, come on.
Well, I don't have any idea what kind of price you're talking about.
So,
4,000, 5,000, you want me to bid?
$5,000 to $6,000. Ain't that what you just said, Clerk?
I think it's a little before.
yeah.
I'm trying to find it.
All right, we're gonna need to put it out for bids, Mr. Lane?
I don't think, well, yeah, so 3,000. I don't know, I don't know necessarily you put it out to bid because you're buying a product. What's the next quote?
You're probably in between $2,000 and $4,000 for that.
It was about, I know it was over 4.
Would it be, Tom, would it be advisable for, can't we just get a recommendation from your friend on an ice machine?
If that's what the board wants.
But I
I'm
mean,
just trying to,
I know, it sounds like he wants to help you get a good deal. Or, no, he might know where to buy one.
I just wanna know if it's big enough. This is a retired man.
It was,
This ain't-
it was 48,680.
You wanna, amend your motion, or we gonna stick to your motion, his second, and vote on it?
Well, we done seconded.
All right, all in favor, say aye. This was a motion to, he checked with the budget on the utility department, is there money, yes, to buy ice machine, which,
With his recommendation from.
with his friends, saying, yeah, that's a fair deal.
Please.
I don't know where Freddie's at. but-
I don't either, we'll work on that. All right,
Professional recommendation.
Mr. Lofton, was there something else?
oh yeah. I'm gonna make a motion to hire Cotton.
Second.
Trying to think of his last name.
Sammy.
Sammy Cotton, I mean.
Do you have an hourly or anything you want to discuss?
Well, Mr. Long going to put him on utilities, but since we have a supervisor's vacancy, I talked to him and he said he'd be better suited for the town on the street department.
As a supervisor?
Yep.
And what rate?
16.
16?
So, is he gonna do the cemetery, cause that was, we're gonna go for the cemetery,
application form?
As an application is what he said he wants, starting salary is what the board decides.
Okay, well, let's put it like this, let's bring him in here, and we'll
You don't
interview.
need him,
Huh?
you don't need him, you need his job
Okay,
description, what he's
motion's
gonna be doing.
on the floor.
I know you have a motion on the floor. You're gonna hire this guy, is he going to agree to work in almost each department and be the cemetery, Dwana? You need a cemetery guy to locate these graves, right? Before, during, and after. Okay, so has he agreed or has that been discussed at all?
I'm just going off his application.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
he said, I saw him yesterday, he said, agree to that, but I'm not his bed. But we did supposed to have something for this board, from you. The job description. I'm just saying.
you wanna wait till we get a job description?
Uh,
Because I say I agree, I think that this next hire, if they have the capacity in multiple areas, that position might need to be hired and labeled as those,
other duties in the
and until they come back and they say, well, that's not my job. If we include the cemetery and then, help on the
Because
utility.
actually, he can come in and say he wants to be supervisor for the street department, because you have two people there that's been there, that's been doing this work, this house, so maybe want to consider to maybe, apply for that, what it is, a raise, advance in pay or something. Okay, now, you can't just say he's gonna come back in for that position. He's gotta start at the ground floor, just like everybody else that's coming in, anybody else would apply for the job.
I agree that just leaving and coming back at your same rate of pay sometimes doesn't work.
No. Because Mr. Brown that left in that capacity for the utilities department, you're gonna give this man $16 and he was getting less than that, how does that look?
All right, so there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second in reference to, Gene's motion, hiring Sammy Cotton?
I'm gonna hold back, because, I think Wes, he's doing that position too, so I think we should probably interview both of them to see. Because like Ms. Betty said, I don't think it's fair for him. I mean.
And there needs to be a job description that person's gonna agree to.
And I think, Tria, wanted Sandy to help with him. So, if you're a supervisor with the street, you're a supervisor with the street. You're a supervisor don't need to be coming from over there, going to the utilities. We got an application, Tria need like 2 years. So maybe we need to look at the application for Tria to go to the house somebody. I don't have nothing to say, cause I talked to him and I know we specialize in cemetery, and we need it right now, cause we all losing money, cause we got somebody need to be buried right now. And I told her I would have an answer for, but we can't sell the plots, cause we let everybody know that.
But if I was Sammy, I mean, I'm just gonna be real, I'm not gonna be doing them two positions, they're gonna get paid one price. I feel like if one in the street, they gotta go to the cemetery. I'm not gonna do both of them for one, you know.
Well, I find it ludicrous that only one person can do the cemetery thing. If the street department, if they can't read a map to go out and locate these things, then they don't need to be there. Because this will be included in their job description, and this is the street department, they should be able to read a map, go out and find this. If they can't read it and find it, whose fault is that? Because you cannot depend on one person to know everything. That's just crazy, because nobody knows everything. Now, one person, and if you got one person that's been, designated to do cemetery, it's crazy. What if they die? They might need to be paid, how you go out.
To read them. And we've been fighting it for years.
So it needs to be stopped. If you're on the street department, you need to learn how to read a map and go out there and find it.
Well, I think Wes was, hired and given a raise to be the cemetery guy, which never took place. Is that what you recall, Elaine?
Yes.
All right. I don't think anybody worked to show them how to do it, or, I don't know, whatever happened. So is it would you, are you looking at maybe hiring 2 people?
Mr. Long would need someone, and would you need another person for the street?
Well, Mr. Long actually, I think is getting ready to be in a position to need 2. But if I would like to see someone available to work in multiple different areas,
You need a floor.
kind of.
Why do we need to hire somebody for the street? You got 2, I know we short him, but you got so many inmates that can work now. It looks like everything's going pretty smooth.
Okay, well, if that's the case, and those 2 on the street with 2 or 3 inmates each are covering it, and if, the utility department needs someone with some experience, with the understanding that, hey, once a month, twice a month, we're gonna need to locate a grave. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, Trail has been out there helping locate them anyways.
You know, we get the guy, we'll hire the guy with the utility department, let him be a floating person.
That's what Ms. Bailey was just saying. All right, so you still need to revisit, job description, supervisor approval, budget concerns, and the starting salary.
And we're not gonna hire anybody for the street department. What about giving the 2 guys that's there a little, not much, but just a little incentive to help them out? So in the event that we do have to hire somebody, we still got some cushion, the money to do it with.
Well, one of the things that's gonna get brought up is there gonna be needs to be a budget review meeting, which, you know, keep that in mind. And at that point, you could literally make a good educated decision on what you have available. All right? What else you got?
I'm just listening. I'm listening.
Okay, where are we at on the contract for the prison? The one we've been arguing about for 6 months. We need to redo the contract of our obligations inside the fence. Not to put the gas up there. Where are we at?
I'm supposed to give a John Redhead, we talked about it, we haven't ever sat down and really gone over it. I haven't gotten numbers from Mr. Lane that I need to go over with John Redhead on behalf of the industrial board to see.
Will you have all that out now by next board meeting? Cause it's been put off.
Basically, our compensation is on a floating rate now, so. So we're allowed to receive more when our expenses go up. It's already built into the contract. So we need to adjust that percentage.
I've been told we need to redo the whole contract.
Of course, that's not, we can't just unilaterally do it, it has to be an agreement to redo it. Both sides have to agree to redo the contract.
I'm sure, I know that, but we need to work on it.
Right, I am.
What we talked about, getting with the man, you get the contract or whatever, work specs into the building. Cause the grass is starting to get out of hand.
Right, so,
You handle that.
all right, you say you got the embankments handled.
He can cut as far as he can cut.
Yep.
And then if I got the county gonna help us, go all the way to the water. With a reach boom, whatever they call it.
All right, Delane, does that payment for the lagoon, that come out of the utility department, right? Water and sewer department?
Yes.
If we hire somebody to cut the grass down there?
Yes, but why can't I hire somebody to cut the grass?
That's just what was proposed, would I get a bid or a quote on someone cutting the grass? I understand what you're saying is we have a street crew, inmates, lawnmowers, and weed eaters. So it won't hurt to get a quote.
Cause I think that was the point, if y'all got everything done, that one good time, then the town will be able to maintain it from then on.
Right, okay.
Grass needs to be cut.
Right, that's,
Here.
that's the town maintaining.
You probably never been in a lagoon, have you?
And then I also talked to Willie Thompson, cutting the grass. He said he couldn't do the trees, but he would cut the grass.
But I think they had that's with, Anthony, that $12,000 bid.
No, that was for clearing all the
That was
trees.
everything.
Yeah.
So
For
between
getting it all
Thompson,
beat back, yeah.
between Thompson and, Anthony, they should have gotten everything done, and so the town should just come in and just cut grass.
But you gonna handle that, right?
I didn't wanna talk to him and ask him for a bid on cutting the grass,
Once you go down there, you'll see,
oh, yeah, no.
you know, it's getting high.
All right, Mr. Rosenblatt, do we need to finish these reports, or are you giving one?
You got another, no, I've got some.
I have two, actually. Tawana?
Do you have anything about the monthly report? No. Do you have any questions about the monthly report? Yeah. Change?
I read the report.
It's the one.
Let me come over.
Hello to the board. In court now, we don't have a defensive attorney now. We had Blaylock, and he's not showing up now, and so we're left up in the open. And so the board need to hire one.
You have a list of candidates that we could call?
Yeah, you can call Hunter from Natchez, Terrence Hunter, because he came here last Tuesday to represent.
And that's what we've been getting, that's who really been bailing us out, it's him. And he said he would be glad to do it. And at the
You
price,
see, the reason it's a new law passed last year. It said once you represent a guy in felony, you got to take him all the way to circuit court. And the lawyers now, they don't want to do that. They said, well, they're not getting paid to take him to circuit court. Once a lawyer represents like here, they get paid what, $250. Then they have to represent like 10 hours, and after that, they all in open. And so Blaylock, he just, I guess he quit and showed up or whatever.
Who's the prosecutor now?
At least Miss Sanders, she said.
She come?
Yeah, she comes, so Blaylock is now.
because we didn't even know why he wasn't coming. He didn't send us anything, he just wasn't showing up.
How about Mr. Tom, he's an attorney, can you do it?
Yeah, I work cheap too. I don't think I can do defense. I'm also a youth court judge, so I don't think I can, that'd be a conflict.
Do y'all have any
Does
more?
Terrence Hunter want to do it, you say, he doesn't want to do it? Leave Terrence Hunter.
Oh, we ain't talking about it.
He's great, I mean.
Yeah.
No, he said he would,
Oh,
he told me that he would do it.
you do
I highly recommend Terrence Hunter.
And because at that price, you know, you might need to get it.
What's his name?
it. Terrence Hunter,
And where's he from?
Natchez.
So, you,
He's actually got a lot of people here in the county.
Louis, you said he talked to you?
No.
Oh, who said that, he said he would do it?
Oh, one just said that.
The one you talked to him?
Yes,
And, he kinda knows what it pays?
you know,
Okay. You know the guy?
Yeah, I know him.
All right, who you want to call and ask him if he's interested?
I'll be.
Tom, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I know him. He's a good attorney.
Okay, and then, you could go ahead and bring that to the board and we could do something ahead of time before the next meeting, or do we need to wait?
I think 250, right? 250 case or what?
$250
How you
a month.
paying?
it's
About
all,
$250 a quart a month. But they
it's,
come once a month.
yeah, 250.
$250 a case, $250 a night, $250.
250.
250
Yes.
Alright. So down here, it's written defense attorney, that's what that was about?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, anybody have any questions?
I do. As far as the monthly report, Ms. Walker, are those arrests or tickets
Which one?
for the amount of?
Oh, it's just all of them together. It's just, what I collect, and it just be a report of it. That's what the computer gonna print out.
Okay, I was just asking because this December, 6 tickets a month been bought up again. And I want to make this statement, what difference do it make when the money's coming in and you're talking about paying this $12,000 for this lagoon, and we've been asking for bulletproof vests for $1,500 for 2 years. That is stupidly ridiculous. I promise. But then you want the officers to get out here and get killed, offend you or someone else with no bulletproof vests. Can't even look at nobody in the face. That's stupid.
So I thought we had a grant for the vest.
That's what it is, a grant. $3,000, they pay half, the town pay half. Nobody applied for anything. This is the 3rd year I've mentioned this, from June 2021. But then, when we do bring this kind of money in, though it's still a small amount, you can't use $1,500 to make these people no vest.
And it looks bad, because we got someone just walked in and she asked for speed bumps, and I understand that, that's understandable, speed bumps. But you want the officers to go and patrol these areas, possibly without a dispatcher, without a vest. You all approved it on the dime. How does that look? How do you all think that makes us feel? Everything get approved, but then we come before the board and we ask for something, it's a problem. It's a problem with the system. It ain't personal, it's with the system. And that's bad, that's really bad. You all expect these officers to go out, do a job, then they go and do it, we ain't got nobody. You don't wanna pay them, you don't wanna protect them. What you expect? Everybody, the morale is gone. There is no morale with the police department. It's no morale with the town of Woodville. Y'all priorities are in the wrong place. Y'all worried about grass. Find something to do with these juveniles. Find something, help us, help the community. Y'all going against us, and you're the ones we're the ones that's out there dealing with it every day. But everything that the police department requests or asks for, you can't do it. So if we sit down, like y'all sit down on us, then what you gonna do? The town is out of control. It is totally out of control. How you expect somebody to do a job? We don't have a car, we don't have a decent vehicle, or anything. Whose responsibility is it to get, every time we go somewhere, every department got 15 and 20 cars. We can't get one. Something wrong with that. We got a congressman that has money and giving out money, and this the only department that's not getting it. That's awful. But you doing your job. What are you doing to protect the citizens? What are you doing to protect your officers? Nothing. She walked in here and asked for some speed bumps. Boom! I asked for a raise to train the dispatchers because we don't have any. We about to be down to 2 again. So when I'm making 40 hours overtime, I want my money. I want to be paid because I'm not going to put them out there by themselves when you got shootings every day. Y'all priorities in the wrong place.
I think they're gonna inquire about your raise when they do this budget hearing.
I'm not just speaking for myself, Louis. It's just bad that people off the street, and I'm not talking about you, period, can come in here and ask for a speed bump. You all don't even know how much a speed bump costs, but you agreed to do it. He told you how much the vest was. Been asking for 3 years, and you can't come to an agreement. Then y'all wonder why people upset? That's why. You don't protect your own.
Because you submitted the paper.
I got a lady on the phone.
That's wrong. I've been for that. long time ago, it's just, at one point in time, we didn't have the money, from my understanding, we were at that point. And it's embarrassing. We went to the Intel meeting last month, and what the major action was, Woodville, y'all big ballers over there, y'all don't even apply for these grants. I mean,
And you told me you didn't even have a crime team.
right, we just got it, I mean, it's
Like I
it's
said
just
earlier,
crazy. Your legislators right now just passed a bill, Officer Malone got killed last month, facing a guy with one of those Glock switches. I mean, though he had a vest, he took a fatal shot in the head, but it don't matter with us, we get shot in the stomach anytime. It's just crazy.
How many vests do you need?
Well, 5, and we got a quote from
Is there
Southern Connection.
$1,500 a piece?
They're $3,000 total, but the state will pay half of it.
Half of it.
And the town pays.
But we
the
don't
other.
have any vests.
No, we have none. I have one that I purchased out of pocket, one of the officers have it, I give it to the night shift officer, just so that person is protected. Natchez swapped off my other vest. I don't have anything for town for protection or anything.
all I know is the lady in Macomb is waiting on information to help with your vest, with your grant, so.
It's just blood for to just. That's what makes a person not do their job right there.
Congressman Thompson has been to Wilkinson County, he's been here, he's begging. Gene, you were at the, church, you were at the church, Mayor.
Well, let me say.
He's begging you all, he's telling you funds are available. Why no one is asking, meeting with this man and saying, listen, we need some help in Wilkinson County? Hey, we were all there. So why has not anyone contacted him about getting some funding for Wilkinson County?
I believe you've attempted to reach out to him.
I've never denied you, the other chief, and the other chief, if we had to buy one every 3 months, bulletproof vests.
You've been big on that. I can say that when you was on the board last time, but we don't have it.
And you do them all if you just buy one every 3 months. Right here, off of this dock. One every 3 months. For the last, 15 years.
We got $10,000 worth of guns I've been trying to get rid of since 2 years ago. That's the best money right there.
And what's the holdup on that again? Paperwork or something?
Waiting on the board. Mr. Rosenblatt gonna get with y'all on the order.
Everybody make a motion about, vests, we made a motion for the speed bumps.
Make a motion by Vince, what you said, you need every 3 months?
Second.
We have no problem with it, every month buy one. And at Christmas, we won't have to hear this.
We got a motion and a second.
So is the motion to buy one?
Every 3 months, since
Whatever.
somebody wants to complete the paperwork for the grant money. So Gene suggests, one every 3 months?
3 or 4 months, whatever.
One every 3
Who
months?
would be responsible for filling out the grant paperwork, to get the grant money to do it? I mean, like, whose job would that be?
That's a good question.
We've got a lady over in Macomb volunteering, she writes federal grants, and she's waiting on information to
So
complete.
who would contact her?
Ma'am?
Like, who would contact her? I mean, like, who's
Actually, Miss Lynette Betts or Smith, whatever her name is, she's already planning for Wilkinson County. I just spoke with Sheriff Patton about this the other day, and he gave me her contact number. She could be one that can do it. The police department has a grant writer that can do it. Again, Mr. Thompson's office, Ms. Jacqueline, she ain't heard from nobody from the town of Woodville, period, about anything. I'm actually in the process of trying to schedule a meeting, and let the board know that they want to meet with it. He just gave, I can't think of the police department, they got $12 million from his office
I
Pike
think
County.
somebody needs to do that, like who's ever responsibility. I know it's hard work to do a grant, but there are people willing to help. And this would give the town some funds, and we are severely deficient.
Now, I think last time that came up about grants, it was, well, it costs to pay the grant writer, and that's true. I don't know what that is, but I don't care what it is, we talk about officers' life, and we want them to get out there and chase these foolish criminals with automatic weapons. Then we mess around and kill one of them, and then we're gonna be the one needing a defense attorney and a grand jury. So I refuse to let anyone put me down.
Because even though unethical as it is, they still have those writers that do right and leave their portion from, the grant that you receive.
And there's actually, I don't know, Mr. Roseblad, you familiar with it, but I'm gonna get it from Sheriff Patton. It's actually the municipality of county's responsibility to furnish your law enforcement with firearms, vehicles, bulletproof vests, and uniforms. They have it outlined in the statute. I forgot what house bill, that is. Luckily, we have everything else. We just don't have this, and we got this other stuff through grants.
I even suggested, maybe, Miss Bailey, and even you, well, Miss Bailey don't wanna go, seeing you, go to Washington DC and shake the tree, get us some appointments, and go up there and tell them we need this.
You don't have to go there for it. Congressman Thompson is your contact person. You don't have to do that. This man is here, he has an office in Natchez. I attended a banquet in Natchez.
He also has an office in Bolton, Mississippi.
Bolton and Jackson, yes, he does. And we have been in contact with Mr. Thompson, but I can't do anything. It's up to the mayor and the board of aldermen, the board of supervisors, the board of education. These people in Natchez, they got together. That's how they were able to get their school. That's how they were able to get a $2-point-something million grant for erosion.
I know when they had the big thing in Natchez, I wasn't invited.
No, nobody was invited. No one was, it was just open to the public.
I didn't even know
Were you
that.
invited? Were you invited?
No.
It was just open to the public. They also had they had a training in Weston. I don't know if you all were invited, but all the municipalities in this congressional district.
I can't go nowhere if I don't know where it's at, when it is.
Lane, did you get anything from, Congressman Benny Thompson's office about the, training that they had in Weston?
About what, about.
So you don't have, have you ever received any type of correspondence from Congressman Benny Thompson?
I believe that's the problem. They don't,
When they were doing that grant last year, I think it was last minute, that was the only time, but nothing since then, nothing since.
I'm telling you all, there is multi-millions of dollars that are out there.
And we
He's
got
there.
the Trump card down here on 3rd South Street. Miss Mildred McGee, take her along. She'll knock on the door and
She
walk
knows him personally, but he's available, he's ready. Miss Jacqueline Monsaw, she's in Natchez, who Chief was talking about, you get in contact with her. I mean, these people not gonna come and knock on your door and say, we got money available, it's available, it's
I will
there.
go knock on the doors and ask.
It's available.
But I can't do that if don't nobody tell me when.
Ms. Monsaw was there every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. Every day in Natchez.
Is his office on Linda Lee Drive?
Yes.
It's at the old alternative school.
Yes, so the funding is there, we just got to get the ball rolling, we got to get some people to get out there and start advocating for Wilkinson County, for the municipalities, because it's there. The money is there.
Huh?
I don't think so, I think it was the first and the second. So it's in reference to start with buying one every 3 months?
Two. I mean,
Can you get your,
just in case we have two officers at that time.
That's $1,500 a month.
Like they said, it's all out.
order talks.
You know what I want, what you said.
You want to do two, and then hopefully you maybe sell some. I make a motion to have 2 less people per month,
Oh, yeah.
check with his secretary to see when, what day he'll be available to come to meet with this board, to meet with you all, so that we can try to get some funding here.
All right, so we have a motion, we had a motion and a second, that got rescinded. We have a new motion and a new second, all in favor say aye, that's to buy 2 vests. All right.
And by Christmas, this is gonna be a problem.
No, cause they're gonna come from Florida, man, it's gonna be,
Huh?
it's gonna be about 6 months for those that can come in.
Okay, but if we set aside 300, I mean, 2 vests, 2 vests, 2 vests, 2 vests,
You can get it 2 by
We'll be
next time.
getting 2, but
Next time.
every year, basically. Well, now, it'll be next year for the first 2 vests come in.
oh, so that backlog.
Yeah, that's
See, I
on,
wasn't privy to that.
you know, that's on them. Nah, I could try, but
What about like police supply, that room yourself?
they get there from Florida land too. They're supposed to be the top of the line. But I'm gonna check with Southern Connection and Mid-South.
One size fits all.
No, we have to go get measured. They have to measure you sitting, standing, and kneeling.
Are the vests adjustable after that point?
No,
So I mean, are we buying one for a specific person to take home with them when they quit?
no, they'll have to turn it back in. Now you can adjust the straps, for up and down, but they're gonna fix you as if you were sitting in a police car, from shoulder to top of the belt line, and around the stomach. That's how they're gonna order it, so.
You we get kosher with the vest. They gonna wear 'em?
They don't have to, but we have a policy on it.
Okay, I mean, in the past, you know, to be in the trunk, be at home, don't wear them, 3 o'clock in the morning, I've checked them. Where your vest at? You don't have them on?
That's if the old administration didn't enforce it.
I'm just telling you, we're gonna go to this, I want them on.
All right, anything else?
Oh, where we at on overtime, clerk? I just wanna make it clear again, when August or September rolls around, we $80-something thousand, $90,000. I'm not gonna be part of it, they're not gonna be part of my money. You can put that in the minutes too, Mr. Rosenblatt.
Got it.
Huh?
Got it.
Huh?
Not a problem. Gas line to the prison, got some biggies to take care of. There are a lot of different issues kind of running side by side. The first biggie is financing. We've approached Benny Thompson's office, we've approached Angela Cockerham, we've approached, Mr. Brumfield, our new senator, trying to get some legislative help. We still haven't heard anything, the session's winding down, and I'm not overly optimistic that they're gonna come through for us. We tried to sell it on the notion that we were actually gonna save the Department of Corrections money and make the town money at the same time, but, nothing's come of that. We don't have a lot of time. There's some USDA type programs out there, but they take over a year to apply for and get funded. So we're gonna have to have this project basically in place by June. So it's gonna take some faster action. So we've talked to a bond attorney named Brad Davis, who's already done work on some of Brad. He's done work for the town before, he's done work for the county. The only way the town can borrow, we have to have $1 million to put this pipeline in. The only way the town can borrow that much money is to issue a bond, basically. When we do that, we have to have a public hearing, So we have a couple of steps to go through to get to that point. The first step is we need a resolution declaring our intention to borrow the money to install this natural gas transmission line. Now, we're not obligated at this point, if money does come through before we actually have to start work, so much the better, we'll just not do the bond. But this gives us the opportunity to go ahead and have that financing lined up. I've already talked to United Mississippi Bank and Concordia Bank, and they're both interested in participating with us and trying to get this thing done. Whether they would split the bonds, I'm not sure how they would do that, but we're talking about issuing $1 million worth of bonds, probably on a 10-year payout, maybe a little longer if it's necessary. We haven't crunched the numbers yet to see exactly how much we're going to charge for the gas, what sort of surcharge we'll put on it. Hopefully the sale of the gas to the prison will take care of the number. It's not going to come out of any other fund that the town has. And in the long run, this will be a moneymaker for the town as we continue to sell gas to the prison. So the first thing I have is a resolution declaring the intention to issue the combined water, sewer, and gas system revenue bonds in the amount of $1 million to provide funds for the necessary purpose of improving the gas portion of the system, primarily extending the natural gas transmission and distribution line to the Wilkinson County Commercial Facility, and directing the publication of such notice with such intention and for related purposes. So I have a public hearing probably in the middle of May. This will be published in the Woodville paper 3 times, April 11th, 18th, and 25th, and we'll have a public hearing the first week of May. So this is a resolution.
Can you combine a public hearing with the town meeting?
Not the,
I mean, can you do them back to back, or?
oh, yeah, you can go back to back. This would have to be a call, like we did for the budget, or the tax increase. It has to be a special meeting. So, I'll need a motion and a second for the,
And then we're gonna all sign this right now.
issue, well, I can have it.
All right, so does anyone have any questions in reference to describe process? Like what the bond is, or how that all works?
The question I have, is it anywhere in all the papers you got, if prison closes, the state closes, how we gonna recoup our money?
Okay, that's still an issue we're kicking around. I'm assured, and they almost chuckle at me for raising that issue. They say, this prison's not going anywhere, it's long-term. If anything closes, it's gonna be partial. We're gonna need this facility in the long term. I don't have that worked out yet. What I'm hoping to do is have on a sliding scale, if ever the prison shuts down and stops buying gas, you're not leaving, you're coming back, okay. If the prison shuts down and stops buying gas, then they will pay off the rest of the bonds at that point. So that's an amount that will decrease year by year, hopefully zero out after about 10 or 15 years. If the prison closes in the meantime.
I'm all for the project.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just worried about it.
I don't think there's very many,
To me, the biggest risk is not that they close voluntarily, but let's just say the Department of Justice came in and shut them down for some reason. That would be a scary scenario. Adams County faced the same thing in their federal prison up there with the, immigrant inmates that they had, they were having all the trouble, they actually closed it for a while.
The one on Lane Pole.
Yeah. So that's the frightening prospect, but, everyone else we talk to says, no, it's long-term, no problem there. But I'm gonna tell them that if there's no problem, then guarantee it for us, if they feel that strongly about it. So the second resolution is a resolution, Mayor, Board of Alderman, authorizing and approving the engagement of certain professionals to assist with the proposed issuance of combined water, sewer, and gas system revenue bonds in the amount of $1 million. And this is a resolution to hire the bond attorney, Brad Davis. And all their fees will come out of the project. This won't be a separate item. It's already built in. When I showed you that $1 million budget for the pipeline, it's already built into that. When I saw legal fees, I got all excited, but that's not my legal fees. That's Jackson attorney legal fees. So that's for the issuance of the bonds. And then on the other side, so then there's also a letter of engagement from Brad Davis, it's addressed to me, but the mayor will have to sign just agreeing to accept them as an attorney, and it just lists their rights and responsibilities, what they'll do for us and what they won't, and what happens if we fire them, that sort of thing. This is just a letter that the mayor signs accepting their services.
You read that?
Yeah.
As far as the legalese and that paperwork, that's normal way road?
The thing that I haven't read all the way through is, now that's on the financing side. The other side that we're trying to juggle at the same time with all this is the engineering side. Because we've got to start making plans, because we can't bid this project without a full set of specifications and plans. And we can't get permits from the highway department without a full set of specifications and plans. We can't get permission from the Public Service Commission without a full set of. So the engineer needs to go ahead and start work, coming up with the full set of specifications and plans. Now, the problem we're running into with the Public Service Commission is that we're certified as a gas distribution facility in Woodville. We have that paperwork from the department. That was, ironically, that was Maxwell Brown, who was the board attorney, back when that was first done back in the 50s. Atmos, when the prison was first built, they got their natural gas from Atmos on a line coming from Big Convent from the east, down the San Leak Road. When that line was abandoned 20 years ago, that's when the prison switched to propane. Very expensive for them to be on propane, they'd rather be on natural gas. The problem is that Atmos still shows as a certificate holder for the prison. And so we have to hire someone to go before the Public Service Commission and do two things for us, or actually three things for us. They have to get our certification placed on the prison area, we have to get Atmos removed as the certified gas supplier for the prison. And then also they have to help us negotiate an approvable rate to charge. We'd love to just to say we can charge them whatever we want to make it pay out quickly. We're limited by the Public Service Commission and how bad we can gouge our customers. So hopefully we'll charge them a base rate for the gas, put a surcharge or a transportation fee on top of that to help pay for the cost of running the line up through.
So, I mean, I would like to be fair in the price we charge, but the Public Service Commission doesn't have much say about, are we kind of crossing the line and becoming like more of a provider outside of the municipality? That's why they're gonna rearrange.
Those are questions that I'll because I'm not real clear on. Because they are 3 miles outside of town, I think they would come under the Public Service Commission's.
Okay, because in town, we don't have to ask them. Okay, so I can assume that we're crossing the line a little bit in reference to almost becoming a wholesaler.
Now, the figures we have shown them for their budget purposes are, we're taking what we charge for natural gas and just assume that we're gonna charge them the same rate as our in-town customers. That's what we're basing our numbers on so far. That may not necessarily be the case. So, and I probably won't ask y'all to sign this tonight, but just be aware of it. This is an engineering agreement, and it's like 50 pages. And I was a little put off, and these are just all the exhibits of the engineering agreement. It sort of goes on and on. And I said, why do we need all that language in there, all the fine print? And they said, well, this is just a standard, there's a standard state, it's approved by the Architectural Association, the Engineering Association, and the Contractors Association, all use this. And we looked at the cover, the front of that, the front page. Those are all the associations that have developed this contract form. And it's a standard form that they all use, and you really can't argue about it too much. This basically just lays out all the things that they really want to do, and our rights and responsibilities, and what happens if we get into the project and don't pay our bills. But basically, it just says they will design the project and then oversee the construction of it. And they split that into two separate costs, total out at about, I want to say $38,000. It's going to be their total fee for design and oversight of the construction project.
There wasn't an engineer who was sitting over there the other day, was
He's one of them, yeah.
Okay.
And that's
He's
come
not the
out.
one for the state. We have engineering service out of Jackson as our engineer. He was, Chad Moore is the engineer for, the contractor for the Department of Corrections. And we've already had one or two meetings, we're gonna have one, in fact, the mayor, I think you got notice of it, we're gonna have a Zoom meeting this Friday at 1:30, where we get the finance people, the prison finance people, the engineers for the prison, our engineers, the prison legal counsel, I'm trying to think who else comes, it's gonna be about 10 people on the Zoom meeting, just to kind of see where we are and what we need to be doing next, because these issues kind of keep bubbling up to distract us a little bit about what we're trying to do. But we're on kind of a short, because remember when the man first came and made his presentation it's just been barely a month, but he told us about this project and said, this is something, if we're gonna do it, we got to do it quicker, because they got to have this gas in place by the fall. And, we'll bid it out, hopefully we'll bid it out by the end of May. And we'll have a contractor in place. Trey Spinks is a local contractor, he'll just be one bidder among many, we may get other bidders, don't know how hungry the business is right now. But hopefully we'll get a good contractor that can get this thing done in 2 or 3 months. Weather permitting.
Sorry, go ahead.
You said you visited Miss Cockerham, are we gonna get it? She
I
gonna
know,
get it?
of course, her sessions is, her session's sort of winding down. She's always been very polite, saying, thank you for the information, appreciate you sending me all that, but she's never actually said, I'm gonna give you some money. But I've given her the figures showing how much money the Department of Corrections will save by putting this line in and how much we will benefit from it. And I think those 2 points ought to be enough to help her shake some of those. The prison can't just give us the money. There has to be a legislative allocation for us to get the money.
Now, the other thing is that we don't talk about anymore was actually the physical damage that's being done with the product that's being used now.
Yeah, they're really up against it. They don't like to talk about it much. They are really in a corner. They are jammed up getting this project done. They have every incentive to helping us get it done.
All right, so in your banking experience, what would be really an acceptable interest rate for something
Well,
like this?
because it's a bond issue, they will be put out basically for bids almost.
Okay.
And so the beauty for a bank buying these bonds is they're tax-free. So they have a chance to make some interest without, paying taxes on it. So hopefully they would come in 3-4%.
That's acceptable to you, I mean, that's a fair deal.
I think that's good. Maybe, depending on what's happening nationwide, maybe slightly more. I don't know. I'll check with the board attorney and try to get a better idea. But by either a special meeting or next board meeting, I'll ask y'all to actually approve the engineering contract. But for now, we've got to get this done. This has to be published in the paper next week.
All right.
Does anyone have any other questions?
Yeah, you wanna.
Now, one other possibility, and this is, our board attorney raised this to me. Let the prison build the line themselves, let them own the line, let it be their line. They haven't broached that topic with me, I may mention it to them like they did the water. They built their water tower, they drilled their water well, we agreed to maintain it. They did it all themselves. The difference is that they're having to run a long public highway. It's not just like it's on their facility like the water was. And so I don't know whether the prison would have the right to basically dig a line 3 miles down the highway. Like we would. We're a municipality, we have the right to condemn property right by the line. They don't have that right. The other thing is, even though we would give up, we'd lose the risk of failure, but we'd also lose the possibility of profit. If they own the line, then we can't charge them to get our income stream back up where it ought to be.
How many banks do you think would bid on this?
Don't know, if we got our local two, that's plenty enough. This is not that, to put it in perspective, this amount of money scares me, small town and all like I am. I called the Mississippi Development Bank, which was, someone told me was another possibility of getting funding. And the man said, $1 million, you don't do anything that small.
Yeah, that's nothing.
You can go down the street and borrow that, so, That just shows you, I think our two banks are certainly, I said, each bank has told me that they would do it 100%. That's just the finance, now they change their minds when they see all our paperwork. Because we've got to furnish our financials, we've got to, show them good standing and all that sort of stuff.
So we're getting a good grip on this project now.
Oh, we're moving ahead with it very, very efficient.
Okay, that's what I want to hear.
And the prison people are making sure it moves along, they're spearheading this thing to make sure we keep meeting and talking about it, so. Okay.
So there needs to be a motion to move forward with this.
Right. I need a motion to hire the bond attorney, and I need a motion to issue, not to issue the bond yet. I need a motion to hire the bond attorney, and then I need y'all be signing the resolution, and then a motion to publish for the public hearing to issue the bonds down the road.
All right, so you wanna do them one at a time?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right, would you
Well,
please?
hiring the bond attorney.
So we need a motion to hire a bond attorney, you wanna name him specifically, Brad Davis?
Yeah.
So we need a motion to hire Brad Davis, bond attorney.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
And then I need a motion to publish for a public hearing on the issuance of the bonds.
About when the public hearing would be, in May?
Second week of May.
Okay.
It's gotta be published in the Woodville paper 3 weeks, and then they'll be the hearing right after that.
All right, so a motion to publish it in the paper 3 consecutive times. A first and a second, Lewis and Jean. All in favor, say aye.
And for the engineering, we'll just leave that kind of on hold until our next meeting, and then I'll give y'all a chance to. Y'all better vote on that now, that's actually. The motion is to hire engineering service to proceed with the design and oversight of the project.
Well, your only other option is to locate a different engineering firm.
Yeah, they've done a wonderful job for us. It's just, I've got to get this one done because we have to publish it next week. The engineering thing, they've already told me they're gonna work on it. They're already starting to work on it. They just would like to have this in place.
Okay, well, I mean, this is our engineering firm that we've been using. You've been dealing with them. Instead of quitting this relationship and having to start a whole brand new one.
Yeah, they're an appropriate partner, so I can go ahead and ask for a motion on hiring engineering service out of Jackson to design and implement this project.
Yeah, because the cost is gonna be involved in the final.
Yeah, they're the ones that done all our budget work for us. So.
Yeah, all right, so does everyone understand that motion? Okay, is there a first?
Is there a motion?
Lewis.
Second. Will.
Well, one concern I have,
Yes.
we're coming on the east side of 61.
Right.
And I said, well, you gotta go all the way to the prison. They told me they do that every day. That ain't no big deal.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so all in favor of that first and second?
I'll send it all in favor.
Okay.
In fact, I'm trying to think the last utility
You
line.
taking all that?
Oh,
You gonna write that in mine?
I think you left it on your, desk.
Y'all don't have to all sign this. This is just for the mayor to sign. And, let's see, these are not resolutions, this is the back page. Yeah, I think it's just, y'all, if I see it, y'all all have to sign something, I'll let it,
Yeah, that, you can keep that.
Where is that thing you put up here with that green sticky note on it?
Oh, I'm talking about this, like a gas tank, like a natural gas.
Yeah, you did.
With a green sticky note?
Yeah, I got one here.
Oh, okay.
It's for Gina.
That's for Jared. Thought he was gonna
Oh, yeah, about that natural gas stuff.
Yeah, Johnny.
Right here, this is it.
Complete that report.
You got something to resign now, or you want me to keep it?
I'll put it out on each one, I'll sign the resolution.
Is it just one page?
Is it, just one page?
One page to be signed, yeah.
Okay.
No, take that back, no, it's there, it's, no, that's, yeah, just one.
Oh,
I take that back, the mayor, you're the only one that actually has to sign, I have to record the votes.
okay.
So I have y'all all in favor of those votes.
Yeah.
Now, the last thing, I would ask for a very brief closed session and executive session to discuss some litigation.
Okay. So we need a motion to go into closed order?
Clerk, did you ever find the second bid for cutting the tree down in 20,000?
No, I never did find it, but somebody, Mr. Thompson brought one over for, he said bid except for the trees, I don't know what it's for.
That's what it is, but you got the other bid? Spence sent you